This is KDXI St. George, Radio St. George at 100.3 FM. And we welcome you to Startup Nation. Up-and-coming startups, entrepreneurs, wantrepreneurs go face-to-face with proven business leaders and talk funding, innovation, current business trends, technology, and social media's role in business. And now your host for Startup Nation, Ed Tracey.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Show 2 of Startup Nation. My name is Ed Tracey, and yours is not. And I'm very excited. I have two of my favorite people in all of St. George with me today. We have Barron.
Woohoo!
She is the Director of Development and Community Relations for Habitat of Humanity for Southwest Utah.
Really good.
And I've said it enough in the last year and a half.
Yes, you have.
And then from the great country of Canada, we have Donna MacBean, who is the CEO, President, Do All for Neighborhood Connection. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Ed.
That's very, very
nice to be here.
Nice to be anywhere, right?
True.
So I love you too, and you know that. So we do this. We're going to do the show every week, and what basically we do is we talk to startups that or people that are new in the organization that they've started, created, or running, and we pit them against somebody that's been doing something similar for a long time. Not that you're old by any stretch of the means, Lil. Just she started when she was 5, everybody.
Yes, I did.
And so it's going to be one of those shows, I can tell already.
Dear.
This is good. This is when they go, I shouldn't have given him a microphone. She started when she was 2. Is that better?
Yeah, I feel better. Thank you.
Okay, great. And so what we try and do is we try and come up with ideas that somebody that's been in for a while in their industry can provide for somebody that's been fairly new to their industry. And what better way? There's a lot of nonprofit organizations in this community. A ton. In fact, when we leave here, I'm starting 3.
Take a number.
The Ed Tracey Pay My Child Support Foundation.
Can we be on your board?
No.
Sure, you're on everybody else's board.
No.
You don't want to be on another board. You know what? We're going to talk about that here. I'm glad you said that. And so what a better way to start this program than bring on 2 people that are very passionate about something that they do, right?
Right.
I think that's safe to say. Both of you are very passionate about what you do. So we're going to start with Lil and get an idea of what it is that Lil does for her organization and how long you've been doing it and that sort of stuff. And then we're coming to the redhead.
Okay.
We save the redhead for last. I have my hand on the beeper.
You need it on the beeper.
Yeah. So, by the way, there is not one for this show. So if you say anything potty mouth, I'm in big trouble. Window number 1, welcome to McDonald's. That'll be me after this show. So.
Well, we'll try really hard.
No.
Very hard.
Yeah, okay.
And you know us both. So.
I know. So goodbye, everyone.
It was fun while it lasted.
It was so much fun. It was nice. Where did Ed go? He moved to Mexico. Tell us what you do, Madam Barron.
All righty. I'm with Habitat for Humanity of Southwest Utah, like Ed said, and I have been there for 4 years. Gotcha. While there, I am their Director of Development and Community Relations. So what that means is I get to work with donors and anybody that wants to donate to Habitat through donations, in kind, whatever. I'm their gal. And then the community relations part is I'm out in the community. I talk about Habitat. And I just let people know what I've done, what Habitat's done and what we do and where we're located and how we can help you.
Yeah, and community relations is right. I always thought that I was popular. I go places and people wave and I turn around and they're talking to Lil. She's everywhere. And so you mentioned something very good. You said in-kind contributions. There are people that donate products because you have the Habitat.
Restore.
You have the Restore, rather. Mm-hmm. And people can donate, old building products. They can donate, old TVs. I've seen mattresses in there. By the way, I need a queen-size mattress.
The mattresses have to be new. We can't take used for obviously safety reasons or cleanliness reasons or something. Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Yes. Leave it at that. Anyway, but we do take most everything else. We don't take clothes or, mattresses or used carpet. We don't take. We do take used appliances. They have to be working. The best bet is to call the Restore and let them know what you have. and they can let you know if we can take it. But for the most part, we take pretty much everything, and then
and it's
we want
quite
you to come
a
shop.
building. There's a lot of stuff in
yeah.
there. If you're looking for a doorknob, a door, whatever, a window,
a widget.
I buy all my widgets at the Restore.
Absolutely.
So there's a ton of stuff in there, and you can find just about anything for a project that you're working on, or if if your neighbor next door needs something fixed and you're the nice guy and goes over and fixes stuff for you, you can go in there. I've seen water heaters in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I bought a TV there. So I love karaoke.
Yes.
I think everybody knows this. And I needed a big TV for my karaoke show so that people could read it. And I went in there and found a steal on a TV.
Yeah.
And it works great. And I still use it.
Very nice. See?
You're welcome. Shameless plug. And then also I've heard people that have, bequeathed money, in their will and testament, their
Yes.
trusts to you,
Yes.
which I think is awesome.
Yeah, we had a board member who, when he passed away, he left Habitat some money. And so
A lot of money, by the way.
A lot.
I
of
don't
money.
know if it was a lot, but it was a nice
Was it more than
chunk.
$5?
Yes.
That's a lot of money to
Okay,
me.
it was 10. No, I'm just kidding. But, we appreciate that because one thing down here in southern Utah, and I'm not sure if everybody knows what we actually do. We do have the Restore, but we do build homes for low-income families to help them get their start.
Your 23rd home?
We're currently building our 23rd home right now, and we are in the process of finding applicants for our 2 lots one lot up in Enterprise. So that's what we're doing right now. So we'll be getting ready to rock and roll on our 24th home
Wow,
here.
That's crazy. So when we kind of first met last year, you had just put one up in Hurricane.
We did.
And that lady was so excited. She gave everybody a little flower, a little
she
bulb, and I still have that. And because I'm single, unfortunately, it's still in the bag because I'm not good
So
with.
is mine, Ed.
Yeah, I'm not good with plants, dogs, relationships. No, I'm good with children because I have a lot of those. But so I think that's awesome. They build homes for people that are need homes and couldn't necessarily afford them, and I think that's amazing to me.
Yeah, it's a hand up for these people, and we want to help people get on their feet and helping them get into a safe, affordable, decent home is one of the ways that we can do that. And here in southern Utah, that one thing that we have a hard time with is that our lots are so expensive. And there's not a lot of affordable places here. Even rent is so unaffordable sometimes. So,
and just to put it in perspective, I mean, obviously, I moved here from California, and we know her. Bring us food. It's very expensive. I moved from an area where I lived in a little 3-bedroom house, but I paid $2,500 a month for and. I would say the incomes are a little higher in California than they are here. Well, homes aren't much less here, and the incomes are not as high. They're getting there, but not fast enough.
Right.
So, you have 2 people working in a household, and they've got, Utah, 8 kids,
right.
a lot of children, or mixed families with 4 or 5 kids, and they need to be able to afford a place to live. And why rent something when you have an opportunity to do this? And they're expected to help put that house up.
Oh, yeah. They have sweat equity that they have to, do. For everyone over 18 in the home, they have to do at least 250 hours of sweat equity.
That's awesome.
So sometimes they do that at the Restore. Sometimes they do it working on another person's home. So, I mean, that was the premise of Habitat in the first place was Millard Fuller was driving past Koinonia Farms in Georgia. And that's what they were doing, and it was back in the 40s. And so they had families working on each other's homes, and he went, hey, we can do that internationally. And somebody said, hello, let's do that in the nation. And there's over 1,500 habitats in different parts of the country now, so...
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And then, of course, being the director of development, you do a lot of fundraising.
I do.
You do Over the Edge.
I do.
Which is where they raise money and perfectly sane people jump off the side of a building
the Hyatt Place, in
to
fact.
raise money. The Hyatt Place, where our good friend Alex Charter is the sales director. And, so that's fun. And then we did Ball at the Mall, which was another fun event. We took over the Red Cliffs Mall at New Year's and made bad decisions till midnight.
He made bad decisions.
For the record, we make bad decisions constantly, but it was just for New Year's that we made those bad decisions.
But none of us went to jail. I think that was a plus.
That is a plus.
And the Golden Corral.
Oh, yeah. We just had our
Fundraisers,
Golden
yes.
Corral.
Golden Corral
Yeah.
fundraiser, and I got to tell you, I've never been a fan of buffets. I like the Golden Corral. There's some good food in there,
Yeah.
Great food in there.
and you
Yes.
can meet some incredible single women in there.
Ah.
That's why you go?
That's
Oh, okay.
whatever.
Good to know.
So there's lots of things. Anything else that you do that we missed? I mean, there's so many different things you guys do. Obviously,
There's another program that we have. Because we're based with volunteers, we do a lot with our volunteers. So in between homes, we do what is called a Brush with Kindness projects, and that is low income, elderly, veterans, people that can't get out and do things in their yard or paint their houses or things like that. We do have a program where we come in with our volunteers and help people that own their homes be able to beautify them. So we help the city too,
that is pretty
by
cool. I didn't know that. See, you learn something new
Yeah.
every day. We hang out constantly. I've never heard that.
It's because he doesn't quit talking.
I don't know what she's
And
talking
Lil,
about.
what about the fam club?
Oh, yeah. This is a great way to donate to Habitat. And we have what is called the FAM Club, which is the $5 a month club.
Oh, yeah.
So if we had 5,000 people that donated $5 a month, just $5 a month, we could build 3 new homes a year just based off that.
Wow.
So right now we're up to about, I think I have about just over $500 a month that comes in with that. So
That's good.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
and what do they need? What does a family need to qualify for one of these homes?
Well, first of all, they need to, fit the criteria of the low income. They have to be, they have to be able to make a mortgage, so they can't be too low.
Right.
And like I said, it is a mortgage that they do pay. It's just zero interest. So how many of you would like to have a zero interest?
Oh, I would.
I know, me too. And they also have to be able to partner with us, which would be coming to speaking engagements with me, being able to talk about Habitat, and being a good steward of they're representing Habitat throughout their whole life just because they're a Habitat homeowner. They also have to be able to do the sweat equity. So those are the 3 main things. And then when we are looking for a family, we also look at the kind of place they live in. So their need, I guess,
Sure.
is what we say. We had applicants that they have to turn off the lights in order to use the hairdryer in the bathroom, or they don't even have plugs in the bathroom. They have to do it out in the kitchen and use the cabinets as mirrors. And so, and that's a need. Or you have a family of 4, a single mom or a single dad and 3 kids, and the 3 kids have to share a bedroom. And there's 2 girls and a boy, or 2 boys and a girl. And that's definitely a need also. And when you're rent burdened, that's anything over 30% of your income that has to go to rent. That's a need also that we take a look at. So,
Wow, you mean so you're not supposed to sleep with your brothers and sisters? Because
Yeah.
growing up, I'm pretty sure, of course, we're a little bit more seasoned than people these days, but that was the norm back then.
well, and HUD standards are that no more than 2 in a room, and they have to be the same sex. So you can't have opposite sex in the same room. So.
Man, we had all 5 of us growing up in one. We had 2 sets of bunk beds and a crib. And I think I had to sleep in the crib, I'm pretty sure.
Until you were 20.
Until my legs, I can't even straighten my legs. I'm that tired. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of good stuff that you
It
guys
is.
do. And I give you credit because you are out there working it, Lil.
Yeah, we work hard at Habitat.
Yeah, you
so
do. Yeah, you
come into our restore and you see our guys in there running like crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Every day.
And they're very helpful, very friendly.
They're open Tuesday through Saturday, so don't come on Monday.
Unless you know the secret password.
That's right. And that's call Lil. No, I'm just kidding. 1-800-CALL-LIL.
That's it.
But come in, shop around, donate, bring your old stuff to us. it's a great place, and it helps support Habitat, and that's what we do.
Absolutely. Donna MacBean.
Yes,
Your
Ed.
turn.
My
Let's
turn.
talk to you, Sunshine.
Okay.
How did you end up doing this? How long have you been doing it? Where did you discover that there was a need for this? Tell us everything in 3 minutes. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Okay. A friend of mine had mentioned one evening to a few of us that there was a big need and for kids that are going home on weekends with no food, and they wouldn't have food again till Monday morning. And so a few of us thought, well, we can do something about that. And so we put a company together, a nonprofit, and raised funds. And we put together on a weekly basis packs of non-perishable foods and hand them out to elementary kids on Fridays so that they would have food till Monday morning when they would get fed breakfast again at school.
And you have one of those packs over
I
there?
have one of the packs
hold that
here.
Up. Hold that up. Nope. Kind of in front of your face. I hate to
Okay,
ask
there
you.
we
There
go.
you go. Turn it around. Let's see it. Turn it up. There we go.
Okay.
I swear that wasn't intentional.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. So we started in September of 2017. So that's just a little over a year and a half ago. And
With how many kids?
We had between 80 and 90 kids. We are now up to 500 kids every Friday.
Every Friday.
And we're hoping by September we can be up to 700, depending on if, we have the financial backing to do it.
So how do you identify these kids?
We don't. The schools do the identifying. We just ask the schools if there is a need there. If there's a need there, how many kids how many packs do they need every week?
And are you going to a certain school? School district. It's all one school district. Certain school that you go to? Is it a neighborhood? Like where are you doing this right now?
All over. We're doing one in by the New Smiths. We're doing one in Santa Clara. Well, one in Santa Clara, one in Ivans, 2 or 3 in St. George. So we're just kind of everywhere.
And I think it's interesting because, you're talking a little that you built a house in Hurricane, you got a house in Washington, you got a house in Enterprise. You can't say because somebody lives in Little Valley that they make a lot of money in this town.
No.
You just don't know that. They could be anywhere, just like the homes you're building, just like the families you help. Donna, you go just about anywhere because you don't know.
We do this one school in Santa Clara, and when you're driving up to that school, you're passing some of the wealthiest homes in town. I mean, just spectacular homes. But you don't know what goes on inside that home.
Yeah,
I mean, they could be renting, or they could be, somebody's lost a job, somebody divorced, somebody has died, and all of a sudden you have not enough money, and so we're trying to. What we found is that with some of the people, we've made a huge difference. It's taken the pressure off of the parents on the weekends to try and find enough money to get those kids fed. At least they're coming home with food, and it's taking some of the financial pressure off. It's certainly not taking it all off, but
No,
we're at least making a small difference.
And do the parents appreciate it?
Oh, immeasurably, yes. They send emails or phone calls to the school to thank everybody, and we don't screen the kids. Anybody that's hungry, when we go there, anybody that comes up to us and asks for food, they get it. I don't care if they're on a list or anything. If you're hungry, you're getting fed.
That's awesome. I love it.
And I just need to say that I've actually gone and done that with Donna one time.
Pass them out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what a humbling, sweet experience that is. Those kids are so grateful. And they look at you like you are the queen. I said, oh my gosh, I just wanted to hug them all. So
yeah, it's a humbling experience feeding those kids, and they are hysterical because
I imagine.
At that age, they just tell you the way it is, and so we're there and we're ready to hand out to the kids. And, they're 8, 9 years old, and they're in a hurry, and they've got lives. So pick it up, old people. We want our food, and we want it now. We got places to go.
And we don't like chocolate pudding.
No,
The
vanilla.
vanilla.
Vanilla. So, because at
It's
first...
like the kids at McDonald's. I don't want this toy. Can I? Yeah.
because pudding is in all our packs.
Right.
And so when we first started to shop, well, we didn't know what we were doing, but we certainly found out from the kids in a hurry. And so we had vanilla pudding and we had chocolate. Well, we were getting complaints from the kids that they didn't want the packs with the vanilla in it. So we only get chocolate pudding now. Because they tell you.
Of course
and
they
there's
do.
no sense putting stuff in a pack
That they're
if
not
they're
going
not
to-
going to eat it.
Absolutely.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
You want them to eat it.
You mean they can't trade with somebody like they do, in
They're
prison?
not going to
No.
trade.
Oh.
Give you 2 of these, you can do one of those. Nothing like that. Okay. Now, obviously, and not to say that what Lil doesn't do is not important, because it is, obviously, but you have a huge group of people that work for you and stuff, and it's a big operation. How many people are working with you, Donna? How many people are right now? Are you Neighborhood Connection? You're it.
Well, there are 10 of us on our board,
Okay.
but everybody works too. So, they have a job. So we all do what we can.
Sure.
We all do what we can.
So you've got to get a team together, basically, is what I'm saying, to put these packs together.
Yes.
And you need another team to distribute them, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I've heard, I haven't been yet, and I know you're going to hold it against me.
I have invited you.
I know.
I have invited you.
Yes, you have. I'll be there. I promise.
How many dinners have I invited you to? But you did finally show up at the last one.
I did, because,
I threatened you.
yes, you did. And it worked.
Yeah.
You're not the only redhead that's threatened me in my life,
I'm
so-
sure I'm not.
No. So how many people usually get together and put the packets together?
The last pack night we had about 80 people. It was sort of too many, but it's never too many.
No, but it's
you
fun,
know,
though.
it's
It's
fun. But yeah, so
One
about
thing, this group that we have together is a fun group. That is
Yes.
for sure.
Well, how many packs did they do? That's
2,000 packs.
See,
And
that's pretty
and
impressive.
what amount of time?
Well, the hardest part of the job, it's not so much hard as time consuming, is setting up for the pack, because you have to go and pick up all the food, then you have to take it to wherever you're doing it, and then you have to unpack the
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
And
Yeah,
then
you got to go
you-
get the food.
right. You got to get the food ahead.
And who don't? And people donate. Organizations donate this food. Do they donate cash so you can buy the food? How does this all work?
We get most of the time we get money from grants, from
Gotcha.
private donations. We have some corporate sponsors. The Caddy Club. I'm going blank here. Tag and Go is one of our corporate sponsors. I'll think of them. I should have written it down beforehand, but I didn't.
It's okay.
But and so that's how we get our money. And then we have some church groups that want to do their own packs. So they just come and get a list from us, and then they do their own shopping, and then they make up their own packs.
that's
and
nice,
then
too.
it's great. But the big packing nights we kind of put together, and it's sort of easier. Sort of one person does or one group does the shopping. Picks it all up, takes it to wherever we're going to do the pack night.
Right.
But that is the time-consuming part. And then once everything's set up and ready to go, assembly line style, then it's fast.
And where do you do all that?
At Falls Event Center, thanks to Marianne Coombs. Yes.
Or your garage.
Or my garage, yes. Or my garage, yes. Party Central in my garage.
Yes.
That ain't no lie. That's awesome.
And unfortunately, we're going to have to
Find a new place.
go back to my garage right away here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll find another spot for you.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
you worry. So, wow, that's awesome. 80 people, 2,000 packs.
Mm-hmm.
And that took, what, one night? You did it all in one night, basically?
Well, the 2,000 packs, about an hour.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah, it's fast. It's just boom, boom, boom,
And
boom,
I'm looking
boom.
at some of the stuff in that pack. I think I would be in trouble. One for you, one for me.
That does go on.
What's all these empty wrappers?
That's why he.
I like
invite
vanilla
him.
pudding.
Yeah, I'll eat the vanilla.
I'll eat the vanilla. Wow, that's a lot. I mean, that's more power to you.
And
man.
you figure so, when I tell people that we're doing almost 500, and they're thinking, "Wow!" Well, and for us, that is wow. But you figure we're only making a small dent. There's so many
Oh, yeah.
kids that still need food.
Yeah, that's crazy.
48% or 17,000, I believe, are Title I kids, which means they're on poverty level and having to get free lunches.
And there's a lot of those in Washington County. I don't think people realize that.
17,000.
Crazy.
Yeah. It is.
So we're going to take a quick break here. The clock's about running out, so we'll just mumble amongst ourselves here, and we take a short break, and we have station identification. Is that what they call it in radio?
Yes.
We're going to go to our sponsors and talk a little bit amongst ourselves. And when we come back, we're going to talk about how we can get the word out, what it is that you do to get the word out, what you do, Lil, and maybe some ideas, knock heads a little bit and see where this goes. Okay. So you like that little fade-in music? They made this intro. Sean Donovan made this intro. I feel like a pro. I feel like Howard Stern. No, I don't.
Am I Robin?
Yes, you can be Robin.
Okay.
And you can be Artie Lang.
Okay. I don't even watch that. Listen to that.
I don't. I used to as a kid.
I'd like Robin's paycheck.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Or half of
yeah.
it. You can buy more food. We'll be right back, everybody. Stand by.
East is east and west is west, but sometimes the twain can meet. Hi there, this is Bill McLaughlin inviting you to join us on Exploring Music for the Ballad of East and West. We're going to listen to a lot of music from Asia and try to understand its influence on composers like Debussy and Puccini. That's the Ballad of East and West this week on Exploring Music.
Exploring Music, weekdays at 5 on Radio St. George 100.3.
Runners, ready, set, go! The Sand Hollow Aquatic Center Triathlon registration is now open. You can register online at sgcity.org/races, or you can register in person at the Recreation Center, 285 South on 400 East, or at the City Commons Center at 220 North, 200 East. Be sure to sign up soon because registration closes on April 3rd, and good luck!
All week long, we're surrounded by the urgent, jangling noise of our busy world. Take a break. Treat yourself each week to a half hour of the beautiful, peaceful songs of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir in music and the spoken word, like a soothing, refreshing palate cleanser for your mind and heart.
Music and the spoken word, brought to you by Ken Garff St. George Ford Lincoln, Sundays at 7 and 1 on Radio St. George 100.3.
Enjoy the Collector's Corner, Mondays from 11 to 1 on Radio St. George 100.3 FM.
We welcome you back to Startup Nation. Here's your host, Ed Tracey.
Hi, everybody. We're back with two of the hottest ladies in town.
We paid him.
You are. I say it freely.
Obviously not a lot.
Whatever. Bill Barron from Habitat for Humanity
Hi.
of Southwest Utah and The Restore, and Donna MacBean from Neighborhood Connection. So a couple of things. Obviously, there's lots of stuff going on in this town. Of course, shameless plug, Friday, April 5th, St. George Street Fest, which we're all involved in here at one way or another.
Oh, yeah.
Big event. We have a silent dance party this time around, which is
I
going to be...
kind of feel like we're doing that now.
Kinda. Somebody's medicine's wearing off. So, and that
Donna.
starts 6 p.m. Donna. She's Canadian.
Oh,
She's this
okay.
way all the time. 6 p.m. to midnight, obviously. We've got Josh Larson, who will be playing at 6 p.m. on the Brad Stapley Memorial Stage at Green Gate Village. 7:30, we have Soul What? And then at 9:30 is Good Friends with Gordon Strang and Dale and all those guys. A lot of fun. Silver Reef Brewery, of course, is one of our sponsors for the Beer and Wine Garden. If you didn't go last month, it was, and I don't know how we accurately track this. I just know it was less than 1 million and more than 10,000. So it could have been 10,001, but there was a ton of people there.
And it was so much fun.
It was.
It was.
And everybody's like, oh, it's so bummed it's not on Main Street. Let me tell you something. We have more vendors on that one street than we had on both streets combined before. I mean, it is a busy little event. And it's fun.
How many food trucks do we have this month?
So many. So we have, I think, 14,
Oh my
12 or
gosh.
14. Yeah, we have an egg roll lady. We have an Indian food, like East Indian, not American Indian. We've got the Chicago Don, who has the best gyro in town, by the way. Shameless plug if anybody else is listening.
I'm sure they all are.
Yeah, all 5 of you guys. Thank you for listening. They're
And
sitting
2 of
out
us are here.
and rub it in. A lot of people watch this show. They just haven't been born yet. We got lots of different food. We've got Baker Ben's is new this time around. The Egg Roll Lady is new this time around. La Havana Cabana, El Señor Taco, Pineapple Express. Everybody loves Pineapple Express. They're always there. So there's a lot. And then we have a guy that does cinnamon rolls. We got a guy that does snow cones. There's another, I keep forgetting there. Oh, of course, Silver Reef Brewery is part of St. George Beverages, and they do their own root beer. And so they're going to do root beer floats.
Oh,
nice.
There's some root beer floats. The only thing better than one root beer float
is
2.
so 3.
Hey, all right. And then, of course, Silver Reef Brewery does the beer. And then we have the wine garden. And it's open to everybody, by the way. So you don't have to be 21 to get in there, but you have to be at least 21 to drink. It's called the law.
Yes.
It's that's just the way it is. Sorry. And then if you're younger than 17, you can go in when you're accompanied by a parent, basically. Yep. And people were there with their families last time, with their dogs.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And lots of dancing.
There was lots of dancing.
Lots of dancing.
Lots of dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a few people complain. You can't please them all. We do our best to please as many people as possible. I had one guy say, "Man, this is so different. I don't like it." 20 minutes later, he's out there doing a line dance with these cute girls.
But you know what? And you're right. We can't please everyone. But I think that we pleased a lot of people this last month.
I totally think so.
Yes.
I think so. And now the art walk is going to the Art Guild and Arts Design is going to be part of it. Every other street fest, starting this one, April 5th, they're going to do their art walk in conjunction with it. They kind of took a step back when I approached them month before. I said, "Hey, we want you guys to be part of it." They're like, "Just see how it goes." Well, it went great. They were like thrilled to death with the results.
And that was one thing too, not with the art, but with the food vendors. Some ran out of food, so come early.
Most of them.
Oh yeah.
And it's not because they didn't have a lot of food. It's just there were so many people that came out for the first one. We don't have any of the, the bouncy houses. I apologize. I love kids. I happen to have many myself.
Yes, you do.
I do have a small army. But, it's more of a family and adult type thing, and we want them to be able to enjoy it. There's nothing for adults.
Right.
You hear people say that all the time. "Oh, it's great. My kid's got softball. He's got this. He's got the dance. He's got the plays. He's got the whatever. But where can we go as adults?" And so this is kind of one of those things.
Right.
And you can still bring your kids. They have a great time, too. We've got the silent dance party. Bring your kids there. Put them in a cage. $5.
Is there a cost for that?
Yes, it's $5. Or special deal if you're listening to this radio program, 2 for $10. So
I'll have
That
to get
is
a
a
ticket.
special
that
deal.
is such a
We
deal.
can get one together,
3
Donna.
for 15.
He can count.
And it's fun. And so they put on the
Folks,
headsets
he
and they
can
have
count.
barely. You have 3 different types of music going, and if you don't like the one, you switch it over and you listen to the other type of music. And it's so funny to watch them do this. I can't wait.
I know. I can't
to
wait
see
either.
what's going to happen with this. By the way, your man in that booth. I forgot to tell you.
Donna.
No, I don't think so.
Donna's going to be
Did
busy.
you see that face?
She's like, no. Don'll be out there with a mosh pit.
Yeah.
It would
I
not,
should be dancing with him.
would not be pretty
Oh,
at all.
wait, do I have a job?
Be out there beatboxing. Want some of this? Want some of this?
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, man. This is going to be...
It's going to be
it's
fun
gonna
just
be
watching her.
amazing,
He's
or
seen me dance.
somebody's going to break a hip. So that's
I'll bring
this
my walker.
Friday. Bring your walker. Wow. So that's Friday, April 5th. Starts at 6 p.m., goes till midnight. Food vendors are till 10. The beer and wine garden, which is open to all ages, is until midnight. April 27th, of course, another shameless plug. Last hurrah at the Falls. The Falls Event Center is closing. So they were under a restructuring, and they've sold that property to kind of cover their costs and stuff, which is a bummer because it's a great little spot. But they're going to have an event all day that day to thank, the community. And then that night, as you know, I do comedy shows once a month.
No.
Yes.
Tell us.
Yes. Don't worry, I will if you stop talking. And so 5 minutes, everybody. That's an inside joke. We have Kabir Singh, or as I call him, Kabizi. So I used to run comedy clubs in San Francisco, New York, and I've known a lot of these guys for years. They started at my little open mic shows. Well, this guy's open. He does voices on Family Guy. He's open for George Lopez, Dane Cook, funny guy. He says, I'm a brown version of you, but times 10 and good looking. I don't know what that means exactly. Anyway, so that's April 27th. The show's at 7 p.m. Those tickets are $15. Special deal, 2 for $30.
Family friendly?
This one's more PG. The last one was family friendly.
Yeah.
This one probably will get a little out of control. So I can't control.
And that's just Ed.
No, it's not. So that'll be fun. And tickets are on Eventbrite. You can go to LOL Comedy or Last Hurrah at the Falls, and that's available. Saturday, April 6th, we're going to talk about this real quick because I think we're all involved in this at some point.
Yes, we are.
It's the
Dixie Sunrise.
Dixie Sunrise Rotary. There's like 4,000 Rotary clubs in this town. It's the Dixie Sunrise Rotary.
Yes.
It's the one that meets
Thursday
mornings
at 7:30.
At 7:30 in the morning, a.m. in the morning.
Right.
Which is why I don't go, because I'm just getting home. And that one, they have their Evening of Elegance.
Yes, we do.
So since we're talking about fundraising, they use this to raise money for the search and rescue team and Neighborhood Connection.
Yes.
And so they do a silent auction. I happen to be the master of ceremonies for that one. I'm the MC for everything. If you guys witness a car accident, chances are you'll see me out there as the MC for the police at that one. I MC everything. Hey, what are you doing next week? I'm MCing something. Don't get me wrong. I love it. That's my thing. I walk around with a microphone constantly. And I don't know if there's tickets still available for that or not. But if you look up Dixie Sunrise Rotary
And go online and they'll let you
go
know.
online and let you know if there's tickets. It's a black tie event, so
No theme.
no
theme.
Yeah. Do we really want to go there?
No.
Maybe not.
So now we're gonna go there because now you made me mad. So I came up with the idea for the New Year's event, and they wanted a theme, and I was like, no theme. They're like, well, black tie is a theme. It's not a theme. Black tie is not a theme.
He doesn't get over things. Well,
I know,
does
he
he?
doesn't.
I hold grudges. I burn bridges. I live alone.
And by the way, I'll be at the registration desk because Dixie Sunrise helps Habitat register at our different events. So Habitat helps Dixie Sunrise at their events. See, that's how nonprofits
Paying
work
it forward,
together.
hand up.
That's right.
So that'll be a fun event. We went that was kind of my introduction to St. George last year.
Yes.
Was going to that event and listening to Suzanne Leonelli scream at the top of her lungs, which that was the best. So that is 7 p.m.
No,
it's
5:30.
5:30.
They're
Yeah,
older people.
I'm glad you
Starts
said
early.
because I show up at 7 and I would be.
That would be me.
Yeah, so that's
good. We'll be done by 7.
That's April 6th, and this year it's at the Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
It's at the Hilton. All right. So, what else? Oh, and you have your golf tournament. Neighborhood Connection has a golf tournament May 20th.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's at a golf course.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is it
Sand Hollow?
It's Sand Hollow.
Yeah.
Big time.
I didn't even know Sand Hollow had a golf course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you need to get out.
Beautiful.
More, dude.
Golf courses here are like Starbucks in Seattle. There's like one on every corner.
He's got a point.
I'm like,
But it doesn't rain like it does in San Francisco.
that's true. You're very true about that. That's
I
right.
don't know.
Just saying.
I don't know where San Francisco came from. I said Seattle, but all right.
They both rain.
Atta girl. So interesting that you brought this up, though. Neighborhood Connection was helped very early on by Habitat for Humanity.
Yes, it was.
And what did they do for you?
They put us on. They have a bi-monthly radio show, and they twice when we were first starting out, they would put us on the air to interview us and let people know about Neighborhood Connection, who we are and what we do.
It's awesome.
Yes, it was.
It's awesome.
It was great.
So that's a great segue because now we're going to talk about how do we get the word out for organizations like yours. You know, it's different. Last week we had Amber Murray from See Your Strength. You know, a lot of what she does, she has a radio program here at this station that she, gets the word out and has some very inspirational messages and that sort of thing. Great gal, full of energy, very positive. And we had Dave Moody, who needs no help getting the word out because he's, good at what he does and has a whole team. But how does a group like a startup organization, how long have you been around, by the way? How's Neighborhood Connection? How long have they been around?
Year and a half.
Year and a half. So it started right after I got here.
Yes.
Okay, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I thought I'd mention it. How do you get? This is how this goes. If you don't like it, this is how it goes. Everybody, how do you get the word out for what you do? How do you promote? You're looking for volunteers. You're looking for donations. You're looking for students. You're looking for awareness. How does a group like yours, that's fairly new, get to be as big as? How do they go from 80 packets to 2,000 packets? What do you do?
Well, I'll tell you what I did. I join everything. I'm like Lil. I just follow Lil around and go to everything that she goes
That's
to.
what I do too.
Yeah, I know. And we belong to a lot of things. We know a lot of people. I constantly am networking and talking to people. How Tag and Go. I'll tell you a story. How Tag and Go found out about us. I had left my car at Ford. It needed a new battery, and the Ford shuttle was taking me home, and the other gentleman in being also driven home was from Tag and Go. Oh. And
which one do you remember? Because one of them's my neighbor.
I don't know.
Okay. Was it Connor?
I don't know.
Was he tall?
I don't know. We were sitting down.
I'm not letting up now.
I don't remember.
Did he have teeth?
Yeah, he had teeth.
Okay, well, that's the other one.
Okay.
Sorry, Connor.
Oh my God.
Connor Atkins, my neighbor. He's a good guy.
Okay, fine. Right. And that's how they found out. So really, because we had no budget to advertise.
So did you just start a conversation with him? I mean, is that how it?
Yes.
Said, hey, what do you do?
Have you met Donna?
Yeah, I'll talk to anybody.
My name's Donna.
How do you like me so far?
I like to give food to kids.
And I need your help.
Yeah, and I need your help. We just started talking, and I'm pretty sure he said, "So what do you do?" And so I told him. And awesome. And then they dropped me off, and about a month later, his wife called with her church group, and they came over and did a pack for us.
Oh, good.
And then the next thing I know, their marketing gal phoned, and they wanted to become sponsors for us.
Awesome.
Yes.
Very cool. Yeah. And that kind of starts the ball rolling.
And that starts the ball rolling. Yeah.
And as you said, Lil is, she's involved in everything. We know this. And I follow her around too. Literally,
yes,
she turned around. She's like, I'm home now. You have to go to your own house. So get out of my garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you and I both have to go our separate
Yeah,
ways
we go our separate-
because she's dumped us.
Look, I have a life, okay? You both are part of it, but.
Yeah.
We are.
But really, just for me, what has worked is just networking and also getting some key players on at the beginning for board members that also had contacts.
Now, that you bring up an interesting point there, and we were kind of joking about it earlier. If you're good at what you do, you get asked to be on boards. It's just the way it is. Because there aren't a lot of people that are, A, good at what they do and involved in the community, and be willing to help out sometimes. It's just, how many boards are you on, Lil? 307.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
I would say about 5.
Yeah.
So
Pam Palermo, another one from the Chamber of Commerce. She just recently met her husband. They've been married for how long? So, I'm like,
I know she's busy.
she is busy.
Oh my goodness,
she's a busy
busy.
lady. She's a busy lady. But so, it's hard to find good, board members. Wouldn't you
Yes.
agree? I mean,
Yes,
it is.
it is.
And
Yeah.
it's harder to keep them too.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
How many board members do you have?
We have 10.
10. And do we pretty much know who they are?
I don't think you do, actually. I don't think
Really?
There might be some you.
So then you're making it up then, because if we don't know them, they don't exist.
Well, I know them.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Well, Mike
Okay.
Nobis is a new board member. He's a lawyer in town.
Well, yeah, me and lawyers don't get along.
Reese Heidemann.
Reese Heidemann.
I know Reese.
Yeah, you know Reese, and he owns his own insurance company.
Yes.
Eric O'Brien, professor at the university.
Dr. O'Brien.
Brooke Johnson.
I love Brooke.
I love Brooke.
She's in my Rotary Club.
Fine. And Krista Longhurst is on my board.
First, I think I know her.
Lil Barron is on my
I know, I can't say
board.
no.
Lil can't say no.
No.
Hello.
And Nick, and hopefully he's not listening because I'm probably not saying his name correct, but Bujanovic is on our board.
You're not. His last name is Smith. Just kidding.
Smitty.
Smith. Close. It had a B in it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. So that's awesome actually, because I know most of them, but every now and then it's funny, you go to all these things and you go to one particular event. Like I went to She Sparks women's community event. Lee Green invited me, and I didn't know a single person there.
Yeah.
And I think I know everybody. And you've been here a lot longer than I have, and you go to events and you're like, I don't know any of these people.
I know.
But then you see somebody and you go, this person's a firecracker. I want them on my board. Mm-hmm. And you have to really, you got to woo them, and make it worth their while. And people like to help, but not everybody likes to help that way. So but
not everybody can help in the same way.
That's true.
Right.
Well, that's why you have a board like that.
Yeah, some people can give time. Some people give money. Some people have great connections.
Some people give advice.
Some people give advice.
Some people give criticism. I think you should do it this way. I think you should leave right now. I'm going to punch you in the throat.
The door is closed.
Yeah. Get out. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's, that's what makes the world go around, right?
Yes.
And having all those people. So 10 people on your board. You've got somebody that probably helps you with social media, I'm guessing.
Oh, and Jim and Carla Sipple. My God, we can't do anything without them. They look after the money.
Oh, yeah, you need
they
those
own,
too.
Yes, yeah. And they were with us right from the beginning. They put the company together. They got us money right off the hop. My goodness, they're going to hate me. I didn't mention their names. So we wouldn't exist without them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're a 501c3.
Yes, we are.
That's awesome. You have a website?
Yes, we do.
Can you tell me what it is?
Neighborhoodconnection.net.
.net.
Yes.
And I'm sure, you're on social media. I see stuff posted all the time.
Yes, we're on
Good.
Facebook also. Yes.
Good. So Lil, queen of the boards.
Yeah.
She
Queen of
is
the
the
boards.
queen of the boards.
Yes.
Yeah. People go, there's a new website where you go, if you're starting a nonprofit, you say, I need a board member.
Oh,
Hers
call
is
Lil.
the first one.
1-800
For
call
a good
Lil.
board member, call Lil. That's what it says. So you are also Habitat's a 501c3?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you have the same rules and regulations. You have probably a little bit bigger of a board, I would think.
I do. I think there's 13 on my board. So.
Gotcha. And then you have
Our board.
you have an executive director. You've got, you got a full staff over there.
We do.
Right?
We do.
You also do a lot of social media.
We do.
A lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
you do radio ads, you do videos, you do all sorts of stuff, Is it hard to get the word out there for what you do?
It's interesting to me because I go to a lot of different functions and I network a lot. I do presentations at different organizations, and there's still someone that goes, I didn't know we had a Habitat here. And I'm like, what? Because I think I tell everyone everywhere I go. So there's just a lot of people that have never heard of it. So
Now, you have a physical brick and mortar location. Where
I
is the
do.
Restore?
It's 835 South Bluff, and that is where the Restore is. And then our offices are upstairs from there.
Over by
So-
Kmart and
Yes,
Christensen's.
yes.
Over there. Yeah. And
We have a website.
what is it, Lil?
I thought you'd never ask.
I was getting there.
HabitatSWU.org.
Yeah, gotta remember that. So,
So
and they can donate on there on both
Yeah.
your sites. I'm sure there's a place where they can go and donate and tells about your program, your mission, and upcoming events and all that stuff. What's hard for you, Donna, with what you do? Do you have any challenges that stick out the most? Is getting the word out? Is social media hard for you? Is getting the food hard?
Social media is the hard part for me. Yeah, getting the word out or networking for me is easy. It's easy,
Yeah.
but social media, which is why we've got Krista.
yes,
She is good at that.
she
Yes.
is very good.
She's really good at that.
And Lil, what about you guys? What do you see challenges with what you do?
Well, for the hardest part for me, and it's not even in the advertising or anything, it's trying to find affordable lots here, affordable places to build these homes. So
So when you say affordable, what size? How much are you looking to spend? Or do you has anybody ever donated a lot?
yes, we have had lots donated. Actually, we had 2 lots up in Sunbrook donated to us. But how do you build a an affordable, smaller home across from $1 million home. So that was the rough part. We do have one lot. We did put them both up for sale. We have sold one, and we have one that's available. So
If you don't sell it, my birthday's in May.
I'll remember that.
Thank you.
But yeah, we've had people donate it, but we're even willing to pay for it. The problem is $100,000 or $90,000 for a lot does not make it affordable for the families that we serve. So
Yeah, for sure.
Because you still have to put the building up.
we do.
And then all of a sudden it becomes unaffordable.
Yep.
And you still have to pay for everything once it's all said and done.
Yes.
You know, and that goes to the family, you know, obviously.
And we do have, like you said, in-kind donations. We do have people that will work with us and give us a deal, like Lowe's and Home Depot are amazing to work with us. And Burton Lumber, they work with us on that part of it. So it does help to make it affordable. But
Suba, do they help at
Yes.
all? And
Oh.
AGC?
yes.
And, I know Watts Construction is a big fan of
yes,
yours.
yes.
Dougie Watts, good man.
And the realtors, the Board of Realtors,
Board of Realtors.
they're very good to us. The women realtors. I mean, we have a lot of great
Women realtors.
Yes.
we have a lot of great donors that love Habitat and do help us a lot. So we're so appreciative. In fact, in May, we will be doing our volunteer and donor appreciation lunch. You came to that last year. Both of you did. And that's where we get to tell our donors and our volunteers, this is what we've done throughout the whole year. And thank you for being a part of that. So
That's awesome. Yeah, it's important to be appreciative of the guys
Yes.
that, the people that
Oh,
put in
for sure.
time and volunteer. And, I'm sure they know it, but you got to remind them, say, hey, man, you guys are important to us,
Right.
and we think the world of you.
I write
So-
a thank you, a personal thank you note
She
every
does.
time I get something, a donation or an in-kind donation or something. I just think it's important for that touch.
Yes.
Sure.
So,
I had a bunch of them over for dinner.
see?
You did?
Yeah. But I don't have as many as she does. So
You can fit them in your house.
we couldn't have her gang over to my house
All
for
four
dinner.
of us were on the sofa together.
That's right. Actually, Donna, can we talk about that? I think Habitat could use that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So if there's anything you could ask the 5 million people that are watching and listening to the show, what do you need?
Two things. We need more golfers for May 20th. Or
I don't golf. Can I do it
Or
anyway?
hole sponsors. We also need those. And a round of golf for 4 is $400, so it's $100 a person. And to sponsor a hole is $250, so we certainly need that. And if any of you are involved in groups or anything like that and would like to get involved with us, we'd certainly like to hear from you.
Okay. That music means that we have like 3 seconds left. HabitatSWU.org. You can always use volunteers, always use donations. Ladies, thank you for being here.
Thanks,
Thanks,
you.
Ed.
Next week we'll be back. Make sure you tune in, or you can find me at Ed Tracey Live on Facebook. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Startup Nation with Ed Tracey. For video and or audio of the show, go to YouTube or Facebook, Podbean or Spotify, and search Radio St. George. Or go to radiostgeorge.com. We invite you back next Tuesday at 3 o'clock for another edition of Startup Nation on Radio St. George 100.3 FM.